Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the unyer webinar of the Healthcare and Life Science Group. My name is Christoph von Borgsdorf. I'm a partner for commercial and corporate law at Luther in Hamburg, and I coordinate the Healthcare and Life Science Group of unyer. Today, I have the pleasure to guide you through our webinar. In the next 60 minutes, we will navigate you through the digital landscape of 2025. You will learn about EU regulatory reforms and their impact on the life science industry. The current era is witnessing unprecedented technological developments and advancements. The world of healthcare is no exception, with several digital innovations making their way into the industry. Therefore, we will give you a comprehensive overview of the latest reforms in the EU regulatory landscape and how they will affect the life science industry. Our speakers will cover the essential topics that are leading the industry towards the adoption of new digital technologies. In case you have any questions, please kindly write them in the chat. We will try our best to answer them at the end of the webinar. We have 4 topics on our agenda. And we will start with Jean-Baptiste Ranial, partner of Fidal in France. His topic is AI regulation and its implications on the life science industry. With the growing use of AI, it is important to understand the European AI Act and its implications for the life science industry. Jean-Baptiste will explore the key provisions of the European AI Act, specifically affecting life science companies, and how this new regulatory framework is likely to influence the sector in the near future. Jean-Baptiste Ranial co-heads both the intellectual property, information technology, and life science departments at Fidal in Lyon, France, leveraging over 2 decades of specialized experience in these fields. He's providing counsel to a wide array of life science companies on both contentious and non-contentious matters, encompassing IP, IT law, health legislation, and regulatory compliance issues. Jean-Baptiste, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to start our presentations by talking to you about one of the hot topics in all businesses nowadays, artificial intelligence. AI is transforming various industries, including in the life sciences sector. For example, its applications cover the entire spectrum of medicine development, encompassing the identification and validation of potential therapeutic targets and optimizing clinical trial processes. It is also extensively used in medical devices, significantly enhancing their capabilities and improving patient care. The European AI Act is the world's first general legislation on AI. It aims to provide a framework for the development, placing on the market, and use of AI systems. So first, we will give you a brief overview of the AI Act and the conditions under which it applies. Then we will discuss its impact on life sciences companies before looking at some steps these companies can take to comply. So, first of all, what's an AI system in the sense of the AI Act? As you can see on this slide, the AI Act defines an AI system as a machine-based system with varying levels of autonomy, potential adaptiveness, after deployment and the ability to generate outputs from inputs. The AI Act also applies to general purpose AI models and systems such as, for example, ChatGPT or Copilot, but also Microsoft BioGPT, which is a language model specialized in biomedical literature, or, for example, DeepVariant by Google, which identifies genetic variants from sequencing data. The AI Act covers the entire AI value chain, including providers, deployers, and that is to say the users, importers and distributors of AI systems. The AI Act specifically excludes certain uses of AI systems, such as, for example, purely personal, non-professional activity, and AI models and systems used for only for scientific research and development, which is, of course, an important exemption for life sciences companies. It's worth noting that the AI Act has an extraterritorial scope, which means that it is also applies to providers and deployers outside of the European Union if they are AI or the outputs of the AI are used in the European Union. The AI Act entered into force on the 1st of August 2024, but its entry into application will take place in several stages. The first one on the 2nd of February this year, that is to say, in a few days' time. The prohibition on AI systems presenting unacceptable risk will become applicable, as well as obligations on AI literacy. Rules for certain general purpose AI models will apply from the 2nd of August 2025. Most provisions of the Act will become applicable on the 2nd of August 2026, including the rules on high-risk AI system in Annex 3, and rules for high-risk AI system listed in Annex 1 of the Act will take effect on the 2nd of August 2027. Breaches of the AI Act can be punished by dissuasive penalties. Administrative fines can range from 7.5 million euros or 1% of worldwide annual turnover to 35 million euros or 7% of worldwide annual turnover, depending on the type of non-compliance. As you can see on the following slide, the AI Act adopts a risk-based approach to regulating AI systems, categorizing them into 4 risk levels with corresponding obligations. As you can see at the top of the pyramid in red, certain AI systems presenting unacceptable risks are simply prohibited. Examples include social scoring, exploitation of people's vulnerabilities, or use of subliminal techniques. High-risk AI systems in a range in the pyramid are those that pose a significant risk to health, safety, or fundamental rights. They include in particular AI systems that are safety components of products covered by sectorial EU product safety laws, such as, for example, the EU medical device regulation, and 2, required to undergo a third-party conformity assessment. These systems are subject to enhanced requirements depending on the role of the stakeholder, for example, provider or deployer, such as registration obligations, conformity assessments, technical documentation, or risk management mechanism. The third category of AI systems that you can see in yellow in the pyramid correspond to limited risk AI systems, which are with potential for manipulation or deceit. These must be transparent and users must be informed of their interaction with artificial intelligence. Examples include use of chatbots or systems generating content. For all other AI systems, they are considered as having a minimal risk, and the AI Act does not include specific obligations. According to the European Commission, these are the vast majority of AI systems currently in use in the European Union, or likely to be used in the European Union. Lastly, as you can see at the bottom of the pyramid, the AI Act also provides a framework for general purpose AI models, in particular in the field of generative artificial intelligence. For this category, the AI Act provides for several levels of obligations, ranging from minimum transparency and documentation measures to an in-depth assessment and the implementation of systemic risk mitigation measures that some of these general purpose AI models might entail, in particular because of their computational power. So given these rules and in view of the pyramid, you can deduce key implications for life sciences companies, some of which are mentioned in this slide. First, the extraterritorial reach of the AI Act will impact the global strategies of life sciences companies. The global nature of the Act might influence corporate decision-making regarding the selection of AI vendors, partnerships, and even market entry strategies. The Act adds complex regulation to an already highly regulated sector. Life sciences companies will need to navigate the interplay between the AI Act and existing regulations, such as, for example, the GDPR, so the General Data Protection Regulation, the MDR and IVDR, so the European regulation on medical devices and on in vitro diagnostic. For high-risk AI systems, life sciences company will face increased regulatory oversight and compliance requirements. For instance, AI-powered medical devices could require a dual certification process, necessitating CE marking for both the medical device and its AI components. So this may result, of course, in extended approval timelines, but also this will increase operational expenses for life sciences companies. Finally, we can highlight a few steps to ensure compliance, which appear in the following slide. So, as a first step, life sciences companies should create a comprehensive inventory of all AI systems in use in the company, and if they are not exempted, assess their risk levels, categorizing each as minimal, limited, high, or unacceptable. This assessment should be coupled with identifying corresponding compliance requirements, taking into account the company's role in the AI ecosystem, such as whether they are acting as provider of or deployer of the technology, because this status has an impact on the compliance requirements which are applicable. Then life sciences companies should develop a compliance plan based on identified regulatory requirements according to the phased entry into application of the AI Act that I mentioned earlier. As you will hear from my colleagues at Luther, life sciences companies should also very soon promote AI literacy among employees, notably by adopting internal governance systems and internal policies that encourage responsible AI practices. The life sciences companies should also maintain records of AI systems development, training, and usage, including decisions, risk assessments, and conformity procedures. Lastly, it is advisable to regularly review and update any legal documentation and contract templates for regulatory alignments, while staying informed about changes in AI-related legislation and guidance, because several new texts are expected shortly. Thank you for your attention.
Many thanks, Jean-Baptiste, for your contribution. We will now move on and examine the skills and expertise that are required to establish competence in AI-related fields in the life science industry. The focus will be on the key challenges that organizations face while incorporating AI into their business processes. Elisabeth Kutek and Huya Chibanguza will speak about new challenges ahead establishing AI competence. Let me introduce the speakers. Elisabeth Kutek is partner in Luther's Frankfurt office and a life science specialist and digital health expert. She has extensive experience in medical device law, regulatory compliance, data privacy, promotion and advertising, product liability, telemedicine, use of health data, and clinical research. Huya Chibanguza is a partner at Luther's Hanover office and specializes in advising on digital and also classic product law. He is regularly recommended for advising on issues related to minimizing product liability risks in the digital context for national and international clients. In the series of events he designed, Huya regularly gives workshops on the requirements of the AI regulation, the AI Act. In addition, he has supported a number of internal projects for the implementation of AI systems. Huya is co-head of the Medical Technology Working Group of Luther and the Digital Transformation Task Force of the German Federal Association of Commercial Law Firms. He is also director of the Interdisciplinary Institute for Automated Systems. In addition, he is co-editor of various handbooks, commentaries, and articles. So, Elisabeth and Huya, we are looking forward to your contribution.
Yeah, many thanks, Christoph. Good morning, everyone, also from our side. Perhaps you can jump to the next slide. Perfect, many thanks, because that's the starting point for AI literacy. It's Article 4 of the AI Act. And to have the same basis, let's have a look at the wording, which says providers and deployers of AI systems shall take measures to ensure to the best extent a sufficient level of AI literacy of their staff and other persons dealing with the operation and use of AI systems on their behalf, taking into account their technical knowledge, experience, education, and training, and the context the AI systems are to be used in, and considering the persons or groups of persons on whom the AI systems are to be used. On the next slides, we have, yeah, perfect, thank you, have prepared for you the main content of this Article 4. First of all, Article 4 not only refers to providers, but also to operators, which is quite interesting because dealing with providers or referring to providers of AI systems. And it's, this Article 4 refers to all AI systems of all kinds. And obliges the companies to make sure that their employees have an adequate level of AI competence. The AI competence of the personnel should ensure that the necessary knowledge for the legal compliant use of this of AI systems is within the company, which shows that it depends from the respective use case, from the environment the respective company is dealing in, etc. So there isn't one standard, but it depends on the respective use case. While it seems necessary to provide all employees with basic training, largest companies or companies that deal extensively with AI systems will need to appoint an internal or external AI officer. In Germany, we were also saying KI-Beauftragter to this people, which are the central or main point of contact with every or regarding every question which refers to AI, etc. On the next slide, thank you, we've prepared some takeaways or to-dos you should start or begin to work on in the next days, because as Jean-Baptiste already said, this Article 4 is already in place or applies from the 2nd of February, which is in 5 days from now, so there isn't much time left. You should have a clear AI policy, ensuring that at least a basic level of AI expertise through the entire company is introduced, which means in particular that you should, as already said, train the employees. That's one of the reasons why we created the training program Compliance X. For this training, you should make sure that the employees are used to use or handle large language models. Of course, Jean-Baptiste already mentioned ChatGPT as probably the most famous one. You should make sure that the employees are trained on prompting, and according to from Elizabeth and my point of view, what is even more important, should train the employees on how to use data, how to use personal data of the customers and also of the competitors. And all these should be covered by the AI officers, which lots of our clients already are implementing. Some of the smaller clients, just to give you a practical hint, are recruiting AI officers externally, and some of the bigger companies are having their own internal AI officers. So it's up to you.
Thank you. Hi, good morning from my side too. So talking about all the requirements we need to comply with under the AI Act as of starting as of 2nd February 2025, so in a couple of days. Let's take a chance and talk a few minutes about the scary stuff. So what happens in case of incompliance? What is the risk of incompliance? So similar as under the GDPR, the penalties and other enforcement measures will be laid down and set in national member state law. So as of today, we do not have exact knowledge on how those penalties and measures will specifically look in the several member states. What the AI Act provides is that the amount of fines, similar as in the GDPR, they're also provided the amount of fines for violations against using prohibited AI practices. So those AI practices that shall not be on the market in the European Union at all. Fines can measure up to 35 million euros or up to 7% of the total worldwide annual turnover, which is a quite high amount, and it applies whichever is higher. And in case of other violations, so not so severe violations of the AI Act can amount to 15 million euro or up to 3% of the total worldwide annual turnover, again, whichever is higher. So let's see how the fines will develop under the AI Act, but this is what is set in the Act itself. But be aware that fines is only the tip of the iceberg in terms of risks. We do have a lot of other consequences that can follow in case of incompliance. And taking a bit of a deep dive, what we expect to see is complaints by competitors, as in terms of an alleged violation of the AI Act. These might be brought forward by means of a warning letter, claiming a cease and desist declaration. This is something very typical to be done, particularly in the on the German market. So we see that a lot. And if the company does not give the requested cease and desist letter, there is to be expected that courts will issue preliminary injunctions. These can happen within a couple of days or a couple, 2 weeks or so. And then the company which is recipient of such preliminary injunction is unable to further use the AI technique that it was using, or unable to continue in this alleged prohibited or incompliant undertakings they're doing. Of course, such proceedings bound a lot of costs and time, and may also lead into the consequence that the business model itself is somehow unsuccessful because it is simply in compliance with the AI Act and does not work that way, can strain business relationships. Worst case, it could also lead to invalid contracts with suppliers and or customers. And also be aware that managing directors and responsible parties are may be held personally liable for violations of the AI Act. So it's not only about the fines that loom in case of incompliance, but be aware also of the impact on the business itself, and particularly potential lawsuits and preliminary injunctions. And one way we can support is with providing compliance trainings. One outlet that we use is Compliance X. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and all of us can support with training courses to develop AI literacy and to tackle challenges of implementing the AI Act. And with that, I believe we are at the end of this section, and now we're going to have a look at cybersecurity in healthcare.
Yeah, thank you so much, Elizabeth and Kuya. for your contribution. We will now move on and discuss the major cybersecurity risks in healthcare and the need for compliance with national and EU-wide data security regulations. Barbara Kucher of KWR in Vienna will provide a detailed overview of the policies and procedures that organizations should adopt to protect themselves and their patients' data. Barbara Kucher is the head of the IP/IT department at KWR Rechtsanwälte in Vienna, Austria. Barbara has a vast experience in the healthcare sector. Her expertise extends to managing complex litigation cases as well as implementing compliance measures with a particular focus on data protection and cyber. The title of Barbara's speech is Cyber Security in Healthcare, National and EU-wide Data Security Regulations. Barbara, we are now looking forward to hear your contribution.
Thank you, Christoph, for the kind introduction. It's a pleasure to be here today to discuss one of the most pressing issues in the healthcare sector, which is the cybersecurity and the protection of sensitive health data. Today, I will walk you through the critical regulations and initiatives shaping data security in healthcare. These include GDPR, NIS2, and EU-wide strategies, as well as practical steps organizations should take. Why is cybersecurity in healthcare so important? Hospitals and clinics and other medical organizations rely on digital systems for patient care and surgeries. This makes them prime targets for cyber attacks. Health data is highly valuable. It reaches a very high price on the black market. And also imagine, besides from cyber attacks from the outside, the public health interest in health data of celebrities or politicians is vital, and it has not happened only once that malicious insiders have disclosed medical records of celebrities or politicians to the media and offered them to sell them and get payment. Therefore, such actions from the inside and the outside can cause significant reputational harm to both the individual and the healthcare institution. Against this, it is clear that robust data security regulations are critical, especially in the healthcare sector. On the next slide, I will introduce you to a really interesting new initiative from the EU, which was released just some days ago on January 15th, 2025. The EU Commission presented an extensive action plan which focuses on improving threat detection, preparedness, crisis response in the healthcare sector. Priorities are an early warning system for healthcare organizations, then enhanced prevention through training programs, guidance on best practices, financial support for healthcare providers, and other resources they may need for protecting their health data. Additionally, a rapid response system shall be established, and what is new in such a case, in such a situation, is the plan from the EU that also threat actors shall be attacked and deterred actively. The ENISA, the EU Agency for Cybersecurity will establish a special cybersecurity support center for healthcare providers and hospitals. Just some bullet points. What are the next milestones of these EU action plans? It is designed to be rolled out over the next years, but key upcoming milestones already in 2025 include a guidance framework for healthcare providers, templates for compliance audits, templates for incident response plans, pilot programs for warning systems, and in order to test effectiveness of systems. In 2026, the early warning system shall be fully deployed, and it shall be accompanied by a report that areas shall be identified where improvements are necessary. Also in 2026, the Rapid Response Service shall be expanded, and which shall give hospitals and healthcare providers support teams at hand in case of cybersecurity incidents. These milestones show that the EU has a clear commitment to address cybersecurity challenges proactively and provide assistance to healthcare providers as good as possible. In parallel, we still should go back to the slide before, please. In parallel, the European Health Data Space was established and also just recently adopted on January 21 this year by the EU Council, which aims to create a secure framework for health data exchange across member states. The health data space considers the health data being the blood in the veins of the healthcare systems, and have the idea that the data sharing shall be for the benefit of individuals and research organizations. Next slide, please. These initiatives build on already existing EU regulations, which are the GDPR, the NIS2 directive, and the medical device regulation, for example. Also, many national laws provide guidance for the protection of health data. I have listed some of those below. All my colleagues here are experts in their fields and can provide you with more information if required. I will quickly touch on the next slide the GDPR and the then also the NIS implications. As you all might know, the GDPR provides for very strict rules for health data. They fall under a special category of data, and the definition is very broad, which was just confirmed by the European Court of Justice. In a very interesting decision of last year, the ECJ stated that also the order of online medical products, which are not which are prescription free, are considered as health data, even because they can give information about the health condition of a certain individual. Therefore, data processing of health data is prohibited unless there is one explicit exemption. Security implies strict requirements, and other rules of the GDPR are vital to protect health data. The NIS2 also is applicable to essential entities like hospitals and labs, and introduces special cybersecurity requirements like risk management, incident report obligations, and governance. On my last slide, I have listed some policies and procedures for organizational compliance. As explained, the EU will provide massive support for the healthcare sector against cybercrime. But of course, already now, health data need to be protected by against cyber incidents through response policies and plans, access controls, encryption of data, and third-party management. But even the most detailed crisis management plans are useless if they have not been practiced. Regular training exercises, such as simulated ransomware attacks, are crucial to prepare staff for making informed and rapid decisions under pressure when quick decisions must be made. Imagine a situation where a hospital's IT team detects a ransomware infecting their systems during a critical heart surgery. The team informs the management that the infection could spread to other systems unless all servers are immediately shut down. The dilemma is clear. Shutting down the servers could disrupt the surgery and endanger the patient's life, while allowing the infection to spread could jeopardize the hospital's entire IT infrastructure. But someone needs to take a decision on the spot. This example underscores the importance of clear policies on crisis management, pre-established decision-making protocols, and collaboration between IT teams, clinical staff, and management under high-pressure situations. So let me summarize. The stakes in healthcare cybersecurity have never been higher. Valuable data are at risk, and healthcare providers have to be compliant with regulations like the GDPR and NIS2. They will get assistance from the EU Action Plan, but still should start implementing comprehensive policies and staying vigilant and protect themselves to foster trust in their systems. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm happy to take any questions.
Yeah, many thanks, Barbara, for your contribution. Our last topic today will be presented by Armando Vaglio of the Italian law firm Pirola, Digital Health Remote Platform Services. Armando will take a closer look at the role of remote platform services in digital health, including the various opportunities and challenges they present. He will also explore how organizations can use these services to improve patient care and reduce healthcare costs. Armando Vaglio is in charge of the Administrative Law Department at Pirola Penuto Sei in Milan, Italy. Armando has a vast experience in the healthcare sector, with a particular focus on public procurement, administrative procedures to obtain authorizations and permits to manufacture, put on the market and distribute medicines and medical devices, and complex litigation cases relating to rules and regulation of public services on behalf of main operators in the healthcare industry. Armando, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Christoph. Good morning, everyone. So, telemedicine. At European level, telemedicine has been qualified as a cultural revolution. Actually, I would say it is, especially in Italy. None of us believe a medical service online can be reliable, but at the same time, there are serious problems in providing health services in person. As you can guess, there are congestions on hospitals, severe delays in having an appointment with doctors, different qualities of services from region to region in Italy. So telemedicine could solve these issues at least partially. We will have a unique digital environment all over the country. We will be able to contact our doctor and share with him data and information also through specific medical devices interacting with digital platforms. So I will go through some key points. Rules and regulation here in Italy. What are the key issues and goals of this regulation? What are the services? Who can use these services? How the national and regional platforms, highlighting in conclusion an official upcoming events updating the situation of the implementation of telemedicine. So with reference to the rules and regulation to date, I can tell you that in Italy, state and regions started discussing the telemedicine in 2014, updating the discussion in 2020, but no implementation until 2022. When, thanks to the National Recovery and Resilience Plan, 1 billion euro was put available to Italy to develop telemedicine. So in September of the same year, 2022, the ministry, through a decree, provided for guidelines, very articulated guidelines relating to telemedicine services. And in September 2022, a further decree setting procedures to implement the mentioned platform at regional and national level. So the three main characteristics of telemedicine. Telemedicine can never be considered the exclusive way of the doctor-patient relationship. Doctor is fully liable for any remote advice, like in the case of a visit in person, and patient must be eligible and expressly agree on exchange of personal data. The two main aims of this regulation are the following. Telemedicine should ensure uniformity and efficiency in providing healthcare services all over the national territory. And telemedicine should create a single structure and organized digital environment for the release of the services and collection of data at national level through the platforms at regional and national level. So the services of telemedicine are the following: televisit, teleassistance, telemonitoring, and teleconsultation. What are the main difference? Televisit is the remote interaction with patient after a first diagnosis in person, where the doctor will speak with the patient, planning a series of periodical visit with him. The patient will have a digital folder where all the meetings will be recorded. Teleassistance, the doctor, through images and video tutorials, will explain to the patient how to use technical equipments which will interact with the platform to share information and data about the clinical situation of the patient. Telemonitoring is the operative section of this interaction because through the mentioned medical devices, the patient can transmit online the clinical parameters by means of sensors that interact with patient and platform. And the teleconsultation is a meeting that a doctor can have with other doctor to discuss the situation of the patient. The telemedicine, I can tell you, is something, it's a sort of a tailor-made service, because the doctor will decide at his technical and full discretion which are the services that can fit the specific patient who he is interacting with. He has to assess the clinical condition, the technical equipment at disposal of the patient, and also the digital soft skill of each patient. But how? As I said, two digital platforms. The ministry selected one region, in this case the Lombardy region, as the leading region to develop this software. Is a platform that will be developed and used all over the country. So we'll have a platform that will be the same in each region. Lombardy region launched a tender procedure and selected some technical operator with which developed this platform. The tender was awarded in May 2024, and it is expected to have the official launch of telemedicine in the first half of this year. And at the end of this year, we expect to have around 300,000 of patients involved thanks to this regional platform. The other platform is the national one. This platform is projected to facilitate communication between the Ministry of Health and the local administration, sharing information related to the services offered at regional level, with the aim to check and enhance the quality of healthcare all over the country. So the national platform should allow a centralized governance and monitoring of telemedicine services offered at regional level. All the doctors will find training courses available on the national platform, so each doctor will be trained in the same way to offer similar level of services all over the country to each patient. Also in this case, where we are, the ministry launched a public tender to select an operator in charge of developing this national platform. The tender was awarded last year, and the implementation of this national platform will go in parallel with the development of the regional platform. So also in this case, we expect that by the end of 2025, the national platform will be fully implemented. So to this extent, I'll highlight this official upcoming event that the Ministry of Health will organize in the next few weeks on the 4th of February, because the ministry, with the support of Agenas, is a technical body of the same ministry, will present the update of the implementation of this national telemedicine platform. You can see the link indicated this slide. I think it could be very useful to understand the stage where we are about the implementation of telemedicine. So thank you for your attention of this relating to this brief presentation.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ermanno.
Thank you.
As we have now reached the end of our today's presentations, I'll have a look at the questions that you have raised in the chat. There is actually one question, and I will just read it out to all of you. Given the rise of open source models like DeepSeek, which reportedly leverages existing proprietary AI frameworks to deliver high performance at low cost, how should the EU AI Act address the balance between fostering innovation and ensuring compliance, particularly regarding transparency, intellectual property concerns, and third-party risk management for companies deploying such models in Europe? Kuya, would you like to take the challenge to say a bit on this topic?
Yeah, happy to do so. To be honest, this question perhaps should be addressed to the politicians in the EU Parliament, but I'll give it a try, or we'll give it a try. I think that the AI Act indeed needs to find a way to deal or to ensure that on the one hand innovations etc. aren't limited, and on the other hand that the rights of the individuals, because that's one of the aims of the AI Act, and I guess that's the background of the question, are being brought in a balance. The challenge, and that's the reason why we together decided to have the topic of AI literacy in this presentation, is that the AI Act is product law according to the understanding of the EU, which means that if there are any violations, for example, there's a data breach, just to give you a simple example, in the event of violations, there will be some investigations, which is quite new for digital products, because the authorities, that's what we know from the old world, from analog products. The authorities are permitted to start and investigate, to demand for files, etc., and also are entitled to impose fines. So that's a challenge for companies.
Yeah, thank you, Kuya. I think that does sufficiently answer this question. The next question is: will the slides be presented? Be made available? Of course, we will provide all the participants with the slides. Yes, there are no more questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we have then reached the end of our today's webinar. We thank you for your attention, and we hope that we have given you at least some valuable thoughts and ideas for your practice. In case you have any additional questions, just give us a call or drop us an email. All participants, as I said, will receive the bundle of presentations shortly. I just say we hope to see you again at our next webinar. Have a good day and bye-bye.